right, guys, it is ace match time, game 9 between our two players today on IPL Fight Club. And if you are a Team Liquid fan, you are going to be cheering like crazy for this guy in the blue playing Protoss, trying to keep his streak alive as Fight Club champion. It is Liquid HerO. And on the right side of the map, in the red, trying to knock the king off of his throne, it is Empire.viOLet.
No kidding, man. This has come down to the wire. HerO is our 3-week reigning champion. Have already knocked out defending Code S champion Eneshosa Jakji. Then he defeated MTW Damaga. Then he decided to obliterate Mouse Thorzane. Now he finds himself just locked up against one of the best Zerg players around right now, Empire.viOLet. And this has proved to just make some amazing, amazing games.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can tell why HerO picked a two-player map. I mean, I've got a feeling he's going to try to end the game relatively early. I think Violet has proven throughout this best of 9 that if it goes to an extreme late game situation, that Violet tends to be the stronger player in those situations. So I think Violet is going to want to play for the long game, and HerO is going to want to end this relatively early. I mean, he could have picked this map to try to get Violet to go for that aggressive 3-hatchery opening, only to punish it himself. I just get that real distinct impression that HerO is going to not want to go into a really, really long game against Violet.
Now, without trying to sound too terribly cliched or anything like that, something along the lines of, you know, whoever wins this, we the spectators are the true winners, blah, blah, blah. But in all honesty, both these guys, I know their stock has been riding pretty high with the recent tournament results and things like that, but I've got to say, these two guys are quickly becoming two of my favorite players on the planet, and this series has just cemented why that is the case.
Well, HerO's definitely a great Protoss player. He's always been pretty strong in Violet. Still kind of up and coming, I would say. He used to play on the team MVP back in the day. I remember casting him in Code A back when he was MVP Violet, and back then he was one of the more entertaining players. I always enjoyed casting his games.
And now he is, of course, playing for Empire, and Empire, you know, despite their loss to Eneshosa, of course, a couple of days ago, assembling quite a good team between Happy and BCQD and Koss on top of Violet. Aristio has proven to be quite a good Zerg player as well, so this is a fun team to watch. Empire's going to be pretty great soon.
Yep, they're a pretty strong team already, but yeah, they're only going to get stronger over time, I have a feeling. And, canceling that pylon right away, so we are going to see the hatchery go down without too much issue. And, you know, if I were Violet, I'd be a little bit like, this seems like it's a little bit too easy. And, yeah, I don't know.
Be careful,
I'm suspicious, man. I'm suspicious. I know HerO went Nexus first and all that, but I've got a feeling he's got something planned. He's got that probe kind of hanging out there. It's a good place to hide to go in and scout later as well. So I'm not saying he's going to put down any hidden tech or anything, but...
Oh, Violet just one hex away from seeing that probe as well. Looks like he will be able to make his way back in, but you're absolutely right. Look at that. Violet was just darting left and right, checking for those probes, making sure that it was indeed not going to be a trap. Two gases finishing up at the same time that we have that gateway. And
is he going to hide a pylon up there? Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, the Zerglings do find him, though.
Yep.
Sneaky probe. Not quite sneaky enough, unfortunately.
Nope.
Oh, well.
And despite the fact that he's mineral walking away, he is going to go down. Just one more hit, and he will die.
The probe is like Metal Gear Solid probe. I feel like yelling, Snake!
Snake!
After he dies.
Snake! Snake!
Yep.
See if we get +1 weapons here in a bit.
Yeah, we'll see.
Saving up quite a bit of gas score. Cybernetic score just finishing up very soon as well, and there indeed is +1 weapons.
Yep. That's right, and in the meantime, Violet droning up, getting prepared for the next stage in the game. He's been so good at just playing safe and playing really, really standard in this early part, and then just controlling his forces later on in the game. He's been knowing when to do the tech switches, knowing when to harass. I mean, he's really turning into a very, very complete Zerg player.
And HerO, the little bit of interesting control there, just taking free damage.
Yep.
Masochist himself, I suppose. And Violet now sitting on 30 drones, increasing pretty rapidly, though.
Twilight Council.
Twilight, yep, I was about to say, Twilight Council just now coming up for Mr. HerO.
Yep. So, you know, again, just like we see every other time a Protoss player does this, they could just be wanting to set up for a safer mid-game, get Blink, and a few more gateways, you know, and kind of expand off of that. But it could also be a 2-base Blink +2 all-in as well. And that's a very, very strong build on this map.
Last time he tried that was that on Shakuras, I believe, and Violet was able to overcome that.
Yep,
so
that's right. Yeah, it's still a bit of a risk. You know, every time you put all your eggs in one basket with that, you're kind of saying, all right, I hope I win with this, because if I don't, I lose the game. But that's, you know, why all-ins are done, is because they are just very, very strong attacks, too. They are hard to stop.
And we'll see if he's going to have enough to get that done. Still running out with that same kind of task force of 2 Zealots and 1 Stalker, as he has been doing basically the entire game. The big difference for him is if he's able to get that forward pylon established, he ends up looking very good. Oh, and there's +1 weapons now, so only 2 hits apiece on the Zerglings, but these Zealots are actually falling pretty quickly. He made himself a wall, though, of the Zerglings, which is actually really, really cute, and he's going to be able to break through this. The Zealot going to survive as well. Really, really cool stuff there, and he's going to be able to get a couple of Warping Cycles done now.
Yeah, more Zerglings on the way to try to defend this. He does have his Rotorn finishing up as well, so he's going to be able to defend a little bit with that, too. Blink and +2 on the way as well, and a 3rd Nexus. Yeah, so he will just decide to expand. All right, so he's going to try to do some damage with this. I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised. You know, I mentioned at the start of this game, I feel like Violet is the stronger, very late-game player. So I was expecting HerO to try to end it a little bit sooner, but looks like he is saying, all right, I can still play a longer game against you.
Yeah, +2 and Blink coming up now, and we'll see how aggressive he wants to get with those gateways. So that's going to be gateways number 4 and 5. And are we going to see a 6th in a second? Nope, not quite yet. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. He does have 2 more. It's gateways number 6 and 7. So 7 gate +2 Blink Stalker.
Yep, did get that Nexus first, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yep, so this is going to be a little bit more defensive in nature, but it will set him up for a strong army going into the later mid-game.
He is going to have a very powerful army quickly, though, and Violet has been joining very aggressively behind this, now up by 10 workers, but producing 10 at a time, just waves of 10 at a time, his workers.
Yeah, going up to 6 gas as well. So he's going to make something that's very, very expensive here. Only getting, you know, he only has 1 Evo chamber as well, so I wonder if it is going to be Mutalisks from him.
Yeah, could very well be. He's pulled that off well. He's also done well with the going right into Infestors and then very, very quickly into Hive and Broodlords.
Oh, okay, he does have 2 Evo chambers, my bad. All right.
Oh, yeah. Looks like he is researching +2 and Ground
Infestation Pit.
That's worked out well for him so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the things, if you get a chance, because you don't get a chance every game to do Mutalisks, but if you do, it does a good job of forcing them into a lot of High Templar and a lot of Blink Stalkers, which then is not the best combination sometimes against Infestor Broodlord as well. So, yeah, you can kind of control what your opponent makes to a certain extent if you go Mutalisks with Zerg. Whereas with this, he's just going to be kind of sitting back, playing safe, trying to expand, and just, you know, over time, overwhelm his opponent.
And he's going to have to blink out of there in a second because those speed things are very, very quick. A few more units making their way up, though. HerO's still going to lose. That Stalker, unfortunately, only able to pick off 1 Zergling in return. A couple of Roaches over on the left-hand side, but...
What are they doing there?
That's kind of weird. The Zealots are probably wondering the same thing as well, and they're actually going to get killed. That's actually a really good win there for Violet. 300 resources almost for free.
Yeah, only lost 3 Zerglings there. Not bad at all. Pathogen glands on the way, as well as a macro hatch too. So both of these players kind of taking little pokes at each other, but for the most part macroing up at this point, although it looks like a counterattack coming in from Violet, and HerO might want to get aggressive at the 3rd as well.
Yeah, could very well be. He's somewhat well defended down here. He's got a couple of photon cannons to defend for a little while. Looks like just another pylon coming up. Blink Stalker sitting there in addition. +3 weapons on the way. He's been going Single Forge basically this entire time.
Yep.
And come on, Zealots attack. There we go. And he realizes at this time he is going to cleave his way through those Zerglings. Not much they can do.
Man, these Zealot attacks by HerO have been a great way to keep Violet at home while letting HerO kind of macro up himself. Yep, getting himself in a really good position.
Yeah, he's gonna...
late game.
Yep, kills a few more workers there and is swinging around to the right-hand side. He's got an Immortal being thrown in. There's our Spire and Hive coming up. So this is, it's weird. We're going to what HerO has been able to pull off the best, which is the expand into Colossi, and what Violet has been able to pull off the best, which is the 3-base Infestor into Broodlord as quick as possible. Yeah,
with the way the games have been going, this match I've got to give a little bit of an advantage to Violet, but, you know, we are 4-4. We are tied up here, so HerO, especially with little moves like that, killing a lot of Zerglings, he could easily win this game as well.
Well, we'll see. He's already getting his Robo Bay in play. Don't believe there's a Warp Prism out. No, there is not.
Not yet.
And there's already a Stargate. So, like, both these guys are like, okay, we've played really long games. We've eventually gotten into Mothership versus Broodlords and things like that. Let's just get it over with a little bit quicker.
Yeah, both of them taking very aggressively here.
Yeah.
Void Rays are, of course, pretty good against Broodlords because they do extra damage to armored and massive units. Broodlords are both of those.
That is true, and HerO's got a pretty good number of units.
He's going to get a fungal.
And one fungal does hit. The Infestors trying to make their way up. They pin down 2 sets of forces there. The Zerglings, though, have been largely zoned out with the force fields. Pretty effective, actually.
Yep. Having to use a ton of energy to do this, though. Yeah, that's going to be energy that he might end up needing later, but he does save most of those Stalkers. And, oh, look at this warp-in on the landing platform. Oh, I don't think Violet is expecting this.
No, not at all.
Oh, this is bad.
He is so far out of position. Greater Spire is on the way. We have a Fleet Beacon coming up as well. This Queen is going to fall very quickly to +3 Zealots. The rest of the Zerglings are going to go down. Full-on retreat with a good portion of the Zerglings. He's still trying to go through the front here, but HerO throws down a force field, zones out most of the Zerglings, then starts to do damage to the Infestors, who are now dropping down a lot of infested Terrans.
Yep, and he's going to target those sentries down as well. Gets all of them. The Zealots cleaned up in the main, though.
Yes, they are. Uh-oh, Colossus on the high ground now, and he is going to be able to start breaking through these infested Terrans. No problem. However, he did take a little bit of a supply hit. Violet's still just sitting on 3 bases. Doesn't have a lot of energy left on those infestors, and so does have to run away.
Yep. The Colossus, though, is going to make short work of those Zerglings if they decide to pursue too much. Another big Zealot warp-in coming into the main of Empire.viOLet.
Yeah, we're going to see if this is enough here as HerO. Oh, he had them rallied, but not on A-clicking, so they take a little bit of extra damage. However, they are going to cleave through the front set and then start tearing after a few drones once again. No more warp-ins coming in yet. We do have a Mothership on the way once again, of course. There are a bunch of Broodlords now morphing in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're right back to Archon Mothership versus Broodlords. This is ridiculous.
And now, what is the plus attack right now? +3 attack for those Stalkers. Okay.
Yes.
All right. But is he going to be prepared for the Broodlords? I mean, that's the problem. That's kind of the issue that he's been dealing with this entire game. Although Broodlords on 3 bases is nowhere near as easy to sustain as it is on 4 or 5 bases as well.
Very, very good point. Does not look like adrenal glands are done. The weapon speed is still normal for those Zerglings, but they are on +2, or 2-2. He's not prioritized air upgrades as much this time. Good fungal catching all those Stalkers in place. A lot of these Zerglings are going to go down, but here come the Broodlords.
Yep, and not a lot of anti-air right now for HerO, so he has to pull back. Doesn't want to lose those Colossi. He needs every single one of them he can get.
He's trying to take his 4th at the same time. Violet has done no such thing, though. If HerO's able to pull this off, it's going to give him a big boost in this game. But, of course, he's got quite a while before he'll take a huge profit off of that.
Yep, definitely. +1 armor on the way now for HerO as well, so starting those defensive upgrades as Violet moves across the map with his rather large, nearly maxed out army. So Violet only on 3 bases. He needs to do a ton of damage with this push if he wants to stay in the game. If HerO gets on 4 bases and crushes Violet's army with any sort of efficiency, HerO is going to be in a great spot. I love it when the games come down to these attacks like this. It makes it so suspenseful.
What a good way for this series to come to a conclusion as well. This has just been incredible from beginning to end. He does know about the 4th base for HerO now, so Violet, well, you've seen this position before. He's going to start sieging up the front. The Mothership just popped out a little while ago, so still 25 seconds before a Vortex hits. And HerO, look at how patient he's being. He needs to sit back, wait for some sort of Vortex.
Yep, that's right. And where's the detection for Violet as well? He's going to need that against the Mothership. There it is. Okay, so we'll be able to start working on those buildings now that he has the Overseer there. And now HerO's going to have to react. He has to do something at this point.
Yeah, it looks like that Fleet Beacon is going to fall pretty quickly. The Mothership making its way to the back. HerO, he's being so patient, waiting for more Blink Stalkers and Archons to finish up. Makes his way over. He does pick off one of the Broodlords that was sitting by themselves. The Corruptors were a little bit farther ahead to try and pick off the Mothership, and the Mothership has been able to avoid detection. So the Natural has gone down completely. Looks like HerO at the same time is trying to get some more work done with Warpins, but hasn't brought in any forces yet. Everything going to this battle. Up in the front, there's the Blink Stalkers. Picks off a couple of units there. Nice Storms catching some of the Broodlings, and all the Zerglings were dissipated, but the Blink Stalkers went down right away. That was a better Vortex than we've seen in a while, but I don't know if he'll be able to sneak many Archons into that.
There are no Archons, so no, he won't be able to. And he will be able to handle those Corruptors here, but still HerO in a very tight spot at the moment. Needs to blink those Stalkers in. Oh, no, the Broodlords do come out, so his time has passed for that. Is there still an Overseer there, though? Yes, there is. Okay.
There is. HerO, guys, needs a miracle, and I don't know if he's going to have it, because Violet looks like he is poised to take down our reigning champion of Fight Club and secure himself an $800 prize.
Yeah, by rushing to Broodlords, he denied HerO the time he needed to get enough Archons out to handle this. You can see he only has one. He's already used up the energy on the Mothership, which is dead now.
Yes,
that
it is.
Storm is nice, but the Broodlords have so much health.
They do. 50 supply and falling. I think we've just seen it, guys. I think HerO is going to be knocked out, and Violet is going to advance in the most ridiculous set we've had in IPL Fight Club yet.
Yeah, man. Violet really, really knowing how to play against his opponent well in this series. HerO able to take it all the way to Game 9, but in the end, Violet's late game control with these armies is just so good. It's just too much for HerO to handle, it looks like.
Yeah, and all of those probes are going to go down. HerO just sitting on 31 supply now and falling, plummeting, I should say. His gateways are all going down. He can't get any traction. He doesn't have anything to warp in. Finally has his first couple of warp gates up along with some Templar. He's trying to make as best a last stand as he can, but 29 supply to 176, not going to happen.
Yep, and as you can see, Violet doing a good job of not rushing things too, just saying, all right, I know exactly the position that I'm in. I'm not going to rush. I just want to make absolutely sure, since this is the last game.
Yeah.
And it's going to pay off. He's 162 supply ahead right now. And unfortunately, this is the end of Liquid HerO's Fight Club reign. Oh, the Archons even trying to break out of there. They're stuck.
They are.
The gateway, things kind of really going off the rails right now for Liquid HerO, but played a good series, and we've got a new champion.
Yeah, like I said, he won about $1,700 as well for 3 best of 9, so certainly had a good run. But Violet, guys, yeah, we have a Zerg player taking over now, and Liquid HerO is going to be knocked out. What an incredible performance from Violet. He was up 3-1, then lost 3 games in a row and battled back through an incredible 40-minute PvC on Atlantis Spaceship right afterwards. Unbelievable. HerO, GG's. That's the set.